Once you've finished the element mapping, you're ready to export your mapping configuration file from the Power Up Tools section. Before doing that, make sure you've downloaded and installed the required software plugins. In the section below, click Download Installer. You may see a warning that the file isn't commonly downloaded. This is expected, so you can safely proceed. Run the downloaded Boxmon Universal Installer.exe. You might also see a Microsoft Unrecognized App warning. This is normal, so click Run anyway. The setup window will launch, allowing you to choose which software plugins you'd like to install. If you're using 12D, you can open the 12D macro folder, where you'll find the compiled macro that needs to be run within 12D. Click Finish once installation is complete. A README file will open with instructions on how to run the plugins. If you run into any issues with the installer, you can use the Show Individual Plugin Downloads option just below the Universal Installer section. This allows you to download the plugins manually, along with instructions on where to place the files and how to run them. Once everything is set up, all you need to do is head to the Power Up Tools section and export the mapping file for the software you plan to use. This file contains the rule sets you configured earlier in the quest log. In Revit, select the elements you want to apply the property mapping to, then go to the Add-ins tab in the top toolbar. You should see the Boxmon Run plugin. Clicking this will prompt you to select the mapping file you exported. Once complete, you'll get a notification showing how many rules were processed and how many elements were tagged. Selecting an element will show the mapped properties and values under the Data section in the Properties panel. You can repeat this process for additional elements as needed. In Navisworks, select your elements and navigate to the Tool Add-ins tab. Run the Modumap plugin and select your exported mapping file. You'll receive a notification summarizing how many rules were processed and how many items were tagged. The applied properties will appear under the property set name defined in your template. If you push the model to Revisto, these properties will be retained. In OpenBuildings, select your elements and open the Key-In window. Enter MDL Load Boxmon plugin or Boxmon Run if already loaded and press Enter. You'll be prompted to select your mapping file. A notification in the Message Center will confirm how many elements were tagged, and the properties will appear under your defined property set. To remove the data, go to Item Types and delete the Boxmon library. This process is consistent across Bentley products. In Civil 3D, select your elements, type netload, and browse to the Boxmon plugin DLL file to load it. Then type Boxmon apply and select your mapping file. The command line will display how many rules were applied and how many elements were tagged. The properties will be visible under the defined property set in the Extended Data section of the Properties panel. In 12D, go to Utilities, Macros, Run, then select the macro file generated during setup and click Run. In the macro interface, choose the data source. In this case, we will use a drainage network. Select your exported mapping configuration file and click Process. To view the results, press F8 to open the String Attributes table, select your model, and check the node and link sections for the applied property set. And that's it in a nutshell. If you have any issues, refer to the README file that is provided with the exports. Thanks for watching.